Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to you, wherever you're watching around the world. You are joining the Invictus Racing League Formula 2 Equal Performance. We are in round 7. It is Bahrain. It's going to be an absolute mental race in the desert. I'm Energy Dan. I'll be your host and commentator for this evening. And joining me, as always, is last season's champion, the Wiselander. How you doing, mate?
I'm doing well. Thanks for the introduction.
No
As
problem.
always,
So,
looking forward.
Mate, Bahrain, I'm looking forward to it. You've already had the pleasure this week of racing round here on Monday
Yep.
with the F1 no assists. How did that go, mate?
Yeah, I went sideways a lot, like as in oversteer and stuff like that, and I heard a lot of complaints from the F2 drivers as well already
Wow.
about oversteer in practice. So I think that's something we have to keep an eye out for like people having worn rear tires and stuff, because it seems to be a problem for a lot of these guys.
Yeah, definitely so. One of the things I want to kick off with this evening is just a bit of a declaration to one of our veteran drivers of Invictus, and it was last week, which unfortunately I missed, so I do apologise, but our driver Delange completed his 100th race start for Invictus. So he's now on Dalmatian numbers. This is 101. So yeah, congratulations Delange for so many race starts. And there's not many people got more than that. But if you want to see more interesting facts for the Invictus Racing League, then do go onto our website and check out the Invictus Hall of Fame. It's got all the stats there for race starts, championships, most consecutive wins, etc., etc. And I do believe, Waris, you are a record holder for most wins in a season, is it?
Maybe percentage. Yeah, I had like six race wins last season in this league.
Yeah.
I think I still hold the record for most wins in a row as well in this league. Lozak though came very close, but then his teammate won, so I was happy about that.
Yeah, good
And
stuff.
yeah, I think it's a massive addition to this league. It's so cool to see all the stats from all those drivers, and when you become a premium member for just £5 or something, I believe you can have your own page as well, which is very exciting to look at from time to time.
Yeah, it really is, really is. I mean, we're not far from actually kicking off into the qualifying session, but just to our viewers watching, unfortunately one of our members has suffered a family bereavement, so this evening for qualifying for the first minute, we will be respecting a 1 minute silence for one of our racers in the league. So don't be worried, the sound has not gone off. We are just giving our respects to one of our racing family members. So as we're counting down now, getting ready for the session, Waris and I will join you again at the end of the 1 minute silence, guys. So there you go, guys. That's concluding the 1 minute silence for one of our drivers who's had a very sad event in his life. So our respects out to him. But now on to qualifying, guys. It'll be very interesting. Obviously, it's a little bit cooler than what we saw Waris do on the hot laps. So this should be a little bit better for tyre wear. I believe that is Captain Stiff coming out. Let's just go to him. Nope, it must have been Delange.
So it's Nick.
Oh, was it Nick? Oh, okay.
Lozak also out. Interesting to see if we will get the Renault versus Racing Point fight again tonight. The teams really seem to be on it this season, and especially Racing Point.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at the tables before we actually started this evening. Lozak is actually leading by 12 points over his teammate, and then in the constructors, the Racing Points are actually 60 points ahead of the Alfa Romeos. So yeah, the
Alfa Romeos, yeah.
Yeah, the Alfas really need to step up their game and see if they can try and claw some points. But they've only got a handful of races left to do it. This is round 7. So yeah,
it's going to be very difficult to do that tonight because there's no Alfa Romeos in there.
Yeah, so
maybe a big night for Renault. I think Renault are third, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Yes, they're on 58 points, trailing Alphas by 4. So they may very well jump into the second step of the table.
Yeah, they should tonight.
So just on board with Nick now. He's coming across the DRS on the home finish straight. You see that wing open up, and he is on soft tyres. Like you said earlier in hot laps, it could be a soft to medium or even a soft to hard.
Yeah, you could do soft to hard, but I think soft to mediums is what most guys will just try.
Yeah.
As I said, they're hard on the rears, but you should be able to just pull it off. And yeah, the extra.
Oh, and Nick's off. Oh,
massive thanks for
Nick there.
Yeah, coming out a little bit wide out of that corner can already spin you around because it sort of goes off camber, and then the car gets a little bit diagonal, and then balance is gone. So I think that's what happened to him. Real shame, but he's got
mate. You know, tyres haven't warmed up yet, so
he's got 3 sets of soft tyres left probably, so he should be able to get a good time in.
Lozak's on the hard, mate.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, and looking at the graphic there are quite a few drivers out on the hard tyre.
Yeah, obviously you can also always try to...
Could be a reverse strategy, maybe?
Wait. Maybe I was talking about softs. Yeah, but I can be horribly wrong. Let me see.
So just on board with Lozak now. Let's see what he can do as he crosses the line on a 129.117. And Sab comes across the line, 129.521. Joined by his teammate, just nipped him at the heels with a 129.322. Delange.
Yes, I'm sorry. So sorry.
So yeah, Delange's just slipped up into the P3 position. Just on board with TB2. He's in sector 2. On those hards. Oh, RG44, our French driver, has just come across the line on 128.405. On the soft tyre.
Yeah, so I can confirm that Monday we did a medium to hard most of the people.
Okay.
So soft to hard is possible, but it's going to be very hard. So that's why most people are driving on the hard now. I was completely wrong during hot laps, even though that's probably why I was so close to my actual qualifying time.
Okay. No worries.
So it's going to be mediums for the second run. Let's see, what's the quickest time in the hards now? 28.8.
On the hards is 128.872. Yeah.
Yeah. So those guys should be able with new tires and more grip on the track. Also, softer tires, they should be able to get into the 27s, I guess. Looking at these times.
Yeah, I mean,
Certainly
just on board with
TB very
Steen.
quick.
Just on board with Steen now, mate. He's on softs. He's going pretty rapid. He looks kind of stable. He did have a little bit of a moment a few corners ago. Ever so close to that white racing line there, but it looks like it's still validated. As you just watch him come down towards turns 14 and 15. This should be, I would imagine, either a 128 almost dead, and maybe no, it's gone over 128.8. So yeah.
So it's been invalidated, I guess.
Yeah, it must have been. Yeah, so unfortunate from him. So Steen goes on to do another lap now, which is no, he's went off. Oh, that was strange. That was very strange. It just looked like the car jerked. And Steen's disqualified for facing the wrong way. That's so unfortunate there.
I believe that's the second time he's had that this season, but yeah, it makes no sense because he wasn't in completely safe position there. Real shame for him.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to swallow when things like that happen because he's just turning the car around, but, you know, these things do happen. So just on board with Estimats now. He's on the hard tyre. He's just navigating through the end of Sector 1. He's got a 28.3 in Sector 1. So yeah, as long as he can keep that up, that'll put him well towards the top end of the board. So I imagine Steen will come in and get some fresh tyres. Oh, that's no, he's disqualified, what am I about? So yeah, so Steen can't actually continue on with it qualifying, but yeah, Estimats and Nick, the last two people to set fast times. I see quite a few of the people on the hards, doing multiple laps here. Lozak and Frosistan have both done 3 laps, so do you think they're going to go put some mediums on, do you reckon?
Yeah, they should, but I think everyone on the hards will put up some mediums at the end. Only for me, I never dare to do that because if you mess up on the mediums, you get invalidated lap time or something, or you crash, you spin, you can't do another lap time. You have to start the race on 3-4 lap old hard tires, which is not ideal at all. So yeah, I always find that a very, very daring decision to make to do more laps.
Okay, so Estimats has just come across the line.
Because it's the only set you've got.
064, Warris. So Estimats is up into P5 now. Let's just find. I think Captain Stiff might be the next one. Yeah, he's coming through Sector 2. He's down on his time, so yeah, he's down 4 seconds. So he won't be doing anything magical with that time. Let's see what else we've got. I believe everyone's coming in for fresh tyres now. Let's just jump on board with Nick. He's in Sector 3, about to come across the line. Oof! Nick goes fastest with a sub 28. It's 1:27.725 on those soft tyres. Absolute blistering pace there. Beating RG by a good for a good 7/10 there. So fair play from Nick. Brilliant lap there.
Yeah, very quick. Still though, on those tyres he will have a difficult race ahead. So let's see if he can keep those tyres in one piece then. He's got the backing of RG, so he will hope that RG will hold up the guys behind and then he can maybe pull away.
Yeah.
Watch his tyres a little bit.
Yeah, I mean if you can get a good 2-second lead in the first few laps and then just keep that lead so the rear guy doesn't get DRS, it could be a working strategy.
Yeah, very, very interesting to see, and it's always good to see in this league that there's so many people who try different strategies, different tires, and that really spices up the racing, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just aboard with RG now. He's obviously seen that time posted by Nick. He's put some fresh soft trainers on, and he's about to try and beat that. So it looks like we've got a battle of the soft front runners. This is Haas Power against Renault. I must admit, I do like the look of the Renault car. I think it is a beautiful car.
And certainly here in Bahrain, it looks very cool with the
it does.
The lighting on the black.
And for all our F1 fans out there, not long until we get the car reveals in the F1 world. So yeah, not long. I think it's 11th of February for the first Is it 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th for the first 4 teams to release their first look of the cars.
Did you see Lando Norris's
The stage
video where he
reveal.
revealed, yeah, and it wasn't
So
the
planned.
meaning that he would reveal it.
It was so planned that, but RG looks like he's on a bit of a blistering lap here, mate. He could very well inch a little bit closer to Nick. Don't think he's going to beat it. Not quite, I don't think. We'll soon see. Oh, ever so closer. What's that? 30 thousandths of a second.
Oh my god, that's very cool.
It's fair play. Yep, 30,000. I've put the split times up there for everyone to see. Let's just find out now who's going to be on. So we've got Lozak and Frustan coming out on fresh mediums.
So Lozak will almost be starting his lap now. Just warming up those tires. And he'll be looking for certainly a 127.
I think Jacobs is coming through sector 1. Yep, Jacobs up 3/10.
I'll be following Lozak and I'll keep you updated.
Yep. Is Lozak just in sector 1, Morris?
He's approaching turn 1 now. He's going through
perfect.
turn 1 right now.
Here we go, so just watching Jacob's rear wing open up as he's blistering down towards turn 7, is it? Turn 4, sorry. I know, that was turn 11, now through 12, sorry, get me corners mixed up there. Let's see what is... Oh, wow, he's up 1.3 seconds, is Jacob.
Wow.
So, yeah, I mean, he's on the medium tyre, he set his last laps on the hard tyre, so he's obviously going to be up, but, you know, he's already up 1.3. I imagine by the end of sector 2, he's going to be up a good, maybe even 2 seconds, which would bring him up into first place. He's 1.9 adrift of the leader at the minute. Oh, third place. Near 4 tenths shy of pole position on the mediums. So that, for Jacob, is an absolute blistering lap on those medium tyres. So fair play to that young man.
So Lozak is up 7 tenths now. 7 tenths through sector 2.
So he needs another 4 tenths to nip it from Nick.
He should be able to get into the 27s at least, which would be a good prestation on the mediums.
Not long to wait now. He's just coming down the home finish straight. DRS will open up. Oh, 127.990. He's up at third place.
Yeah, well, that's quite a good lap, yeah.
Who else we got? Let's have a little look. See.
Dan is also coming through.
Oh, we've lost Sab. Oh.
Dan is now approaching sector 3.
2 temps up as well, so fair play from Dan. Oh, he's up half a second. Oof. So let's just see where this should put him. This should put him comfortably in around Jacob's position if he can keep this form to the end of the lap. Not long to wait now. And he's up into 5th. Half a second adrift on those medium tyres from Nick and RG, so probably not the lap that Dan wanted, but still a very, very respectable lap indeed on those medium tyres. Certainly a lot quicker than what I could do.
And I think we're still waiting for TB, Estimat, Captain Stiff and De Lange to come out, as well as Matty. As Coop is now also out of the pit, so we've still got a bunch of drivers going for the last laps. Maybe Lozak will even get another try if he's on time.
Mate. Yeah, he's backed off. He's 5 seconds down, so...
No, it's going to be difficult to get into the pits and get on new tires. But Jacob is out again, I guess, soon.
Yeah, well, he's just got his teammate coming in, which is delaying his release. Oh, this could be a nightmare.
You have to take into account that these drivers only have one set of hard tires and one set of mediums, so it won't be beneficial to go twice on the same set, I guess. So that's it for qualifying for those guys. Let's see what TB can do. He was obviously on a 28.7, I believe, on hard tires. Now on mediums out, so if he can find the same amount of time as Lozak, he should be able to pass him.
Yeah, should be. I mean, he's on an outlap though. Process down. Is he carried on? No, he's not. He's backed out. He's well down. He stayed out though. He's not come in. Oh no, he's coming in. Oof. I thought he was staying out there for a second. But yeah, that'll be Dan's qualifying over. So hopefully he's going to be thinking he can stay there as long as TB, Estimats, Captain Stiff and Delange don't do anything. You just see Estimats in the background going off. Was that Estimats or was that Coop? Yeah, it was Coop going off in the background. So Coop just backing off, trying to get a bit of space.
So TB starting his lap now. See what he can do.
So we're currently sitting in P6 for TB. So let's just see what he can do on this lap.
Looks clean through the first few corners. Very wide approaching turn 3. Very good line through there.
Not many people on soft tyres, mate. There's only 3 drivers on the soft tyre in the top 10.
Was that an invalidation for him? Possibly, yes. Lozak is retired as well, so he's done with the session 2. But what can his teammate do now?
I think he's still going for it, mate. He's looking rapid. He's been a little bit wider there. Coming to turn 12.
Let's see what the split is.
He's up half
5
a second.
tenths up.
Yeah.
So he needs 3 more tenths in the last sector too.
Argy,
Oh, Argy, wow.
127.6. Wow.
Softs.
Sneaky there. I didn't think Argy had gone back out, so yeah, sorry for missing that. Yeah, TB.
TB now.
Oh, he jumps up in a P4. Fair play.
28 dead, wow. It's always cool to see.
Nick's ever so slightly up by 38 thousandths.
And Coop.
See if Nick can carry on with this, he might actually nick it from RG.
Coop's coming into the pits. Oh, he's backed off, hasn't he?
It does look like
plus,
it. Oh, no.
Plus 3 seconds. It said plus 3 seconds,
did it?
so...
Ah, okay.
Yeah. I think that's it for qualifying, isn't it?
I think it might be. Yeah, he's coming in, mate, yeah. Let's just double check, make sure no one else is on a sneaky fast lap. RG's down on time.
So it's a cracking job from both racing points as they split the people on softs, which is very rapid.
Just see what Matty can do. No, he's down by quite a few seconds as well. He's down a good 2 seconds there, so I don't think Matty's going to be able to capitalise on a clear track. So yeah, I think that's concluded it, I think, mate. Unless the guys come back into the pits. And the guys will be very happy with that. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting with the soft and the medium front runners all in the mix. Obviously the guys on softs are going to be getting the better start when the lights go out, but they will suffer with wear. So yeah,
very interesting.
It is, yeah. But I'd love to see if anyone on the mediums could stretch them out and then do medium softs. I know it's probably a big ask.
That's going to be very difficult, I guess. So it's probably just going to be medium hards, but it's much more comfortable, in my opinion.
So there you go, guys. So taking that pole position on the front row is RG. Joining him on that front row is Nick, who just missed out ever so slightly by 63 thousandths. Then it's Lozak, then TB2. On the next line is Jacob and Captain Stiff. The next line is Estimats and Ferocious Dan. And then it's Delange and Matty bringing up the last of the 10th place grid sitters. Then it is Sab and Coop. And then bringing up the rear is Mr. Steen. Only 13 drivers tonight, guys. A couple of guys still getting their super license applications through, so unfortunately we may have missing drivers, but we are still going to have a ferocious battle on our hands.
So interesting, you could see that on the charts during qualifying, Jacob was said to be on softs. Or he was on softs, but he will be starting on the mediums. So the soft runners aren't split by the racing points after all. Wow. So it's only P1 and 2, only the front row will be starting on softs, and it's just a question if they can drive away in the beginning phase, because that's going to be critical. As this is one track again where you need to get into the DRS, and you can really drive away if you got that.
Oh yeah, definitely, mate, definitely. I mean, it's 3 DRS zones on this circuit, and each one is independent, I believe.
Yeah. So maybe those guys up top can help each other in the DRS if they're smart, but it's always difficult to really do something like that.
So just waiting for the last of the guys to make their way to the grid. And there we go. Must admit, I'm a massive fan of these night races. I really do like them.
It's certainly very cool. But here in Invictus, we always do night races, don't we?
Yeah, we do. Love them. You've seen TB2 going a little bit wide there, coming into turn 1. So let's get the tyre graphics up for you guys, so you can keep a track of your favourite racers. In fact, I put position change on for the first few laps, just so we can see the winners and losers of lap 1.
It's also interesting to see what the P11, 12 and 13 can do on those hard tires. They can go very long and have a good final stint.
Yeah, but I mean, the good thing about the hard tyres, you can lean on them that little bit more.
Yeah, and I think it's also the fact that soft to hard will be more difficult than hard to soft, because obviously at the end of the race you have less fuel, and it's going to be less difficult for the tires. So I think the guys who will be starting on hards will certainly be doing softs at the end.
Yeah.
Which makes them even quicker.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a massive fan of the reverse strategy. It's normally what I favour, because I'm a slow qualifier, so yeah, the reverse strategy is normally beneficial for me.
Yeah, or it could be, if you're always last in qualifying, you could just start on the hard tyres and do it in the race.
Yeah, exactly, mate, exactly. So not long now, guys. We're just watching all the races get into their respective boxes. So I imagine RG and Nick are going to be most definitely into turn 1 together. And then let's just quickly check tyres, just to remind ourselves as well. There you go. So yeah, if RG and Nick play it right, they could very well. There we go. We're getting lights. 1 light, 2 lights. We've got 3, 4, and 5 red lights. And they're away. Oh, massive amount of wheel spin for RG. And it looks like Lozak got a bit of a decent start there as well. He's already putting pressure on the back of Nick. And TB2 jumped his teammate. As predicted. And RG and Nick just getting into turn 1. The 2 racing points getting side by side.
Ooh, that's almost spun.
Oof, Nick's lost out there big time. He got a bit of wheel spin, but he's kept it on the track and he's back in the action and chasing down Jacob.
So it seems like everyone got through fairly okay through the first few corners. Just a little bit of oversteer, but not massive damage or anything, I believe.
Yeah, so these racing points of TB2 and Lozak, they could capitalise now. They just need to be really clever, not getting under each other's wings here. Oh no, we've got contact. We've got Jacob into the back of TB2. So he's got a wing. Has he got wing damage? Let's just have a look on the camera. No, I think he got away with it, you know. I think Jacob got away with it.
Yeah, he got away with it, but he did give TB2 a lot of oversteer on that corners, and now he's lost a lot of time on his teammate.
See, unfortunate there, but it looks like, other than Nick and Jacob, a very clean start to this round 7 Invictus Racing League.
Oh, what's happened to Nick? Nick has gone off the track, lost even more positions. He's in 12 now.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. He's not got wing damage, so yeah, he must be struggling a little bit on those soft tyres. So yeah, not what we was expecting to see from Nick there.
So RG already pulling a big gap. He was already out of.
Oh, sorry, the two Mercs going side by side into turn 1. Oh, Delange and Captain Stiff really. Oh no, the contact!
Oh!
Teammates! And Captain Stiff is out.
Both. They're both out, aren't they?
No, Delange's kept it going.
Oh,
I think we just
it's always that corner. It's always that corner
because on the left-hand side, his front right touched the left rear of Captain Stiff, and was it the other way around? And Captain Stiff was on the left, yeah, and it just sent him off into a left spin, straight into that barrier. So it all goes down.
Yeah,
in
but
Bahrain.
you know what happens when you go side by side through that corner? One of the two will be on the curb, and you get a lot of you will get oversteer. You have to correct, and then you go into your teammate or to the one that's next to you. I've had that too, and the other one will just spin off. I've had that multiple times. It's very hard to go through there with two people.
And you know what, teammates coming together, it's the worst scenario you could possibly invent for racing. His teammates taking each other off. I mean, they were in for some good points there, and sadly, I think Delange is going to have to come in for some fresh tyres, because that spin would not have been very well for his tyres. So, I mean, 29 laps, Warris, 29 laps to go. He may want to push on rather than coming in for fresh rubber.
I don't think he's got any damage on his front wing, does he?
No, it doesn't look like it. But yeah, it just looks like it's all set
tires
out
will be. Yeah, tires will be quite dumb probably now with that spin, but maybe he can get it back onto temperature. As RG is really pulling a gap right now, already 1.2 seconds. He's broke the DRS gap, so that's very positive for him.
Yeah, and I'm just on board with Jacob, who's staring down the back of the rear wing of TB2 in this racing point. He's going to really want to start putting some pressure on. He's within the 1 second DRS range, and it is activated now. So I imagine we're going to start seeing TB2 coming under some serious pressure from Jacob. Just looking down the
Jacob,
back.
almost the only one that's in DRS range, is he?
Yeah, he is. I'm
Jacob.
just looking down that now, yeah. You never know, though. Some of the guys just might be just sitting pretty, just trying to extend that first stint as we're losing Coop from the session.
I saw him spin at the beginning of this lap, and I think his tires were overheated and he's spun off again or something. Real shame.
That is a shame, yeah. So losing Captain Stiff and Coop from the session. But yeah, Jacobs, I don't know if he's made a mistake or just settling down into his race, but he's encroached on that. He's over 1 second now, actually.
2 seconds already. Oh, there's a safety car.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Is that for Coop then, do you think?
I think for Coop, yeah. But everyone is passing the safety car now, so we'll have to wait another lap.
I mean, that's.
Let's see, yeah, there's a whole lot of people that's spitting now already. Yeah. So those guys, they could have a massive strategy, like right here, all going onto the hard tires.
Yeah, but
and the others have to go another lap.
Yeah, but 25 laps on hard tyres, mate. I can't see that being beneficial. I would have seen the soft guys come in, who are leading, but I wouldn't expect the rear guys to do that. You know, because that's an opportunity for them to catch up.
Yeah, but you know, I think the top guys were just past the pit straight, past the pit lane when the safety car came out. So only the last few could get into. But well, I think once we get going again, it's going to be lap 6 or 7.
Yeah.
It's a long stint on the hards for those guys, but of course it will save them 20 seconds. So if they can preserve those tires, they can when the others will make their pit stop, win a lot of time.
Yeah. So yeah, really unfortunate. I mean, I kind of like safety cars, but not this early on in a race.
I think isn't this the first time we've got a safety car together?
Is it? See, it's going
I
to be
believe it
interesting. Yeah, I think it is actually. Yeah, be interesting to see what happens with the these front runners that we spoke about, because that's going to leave them a little bit more vulnerable now.
Oh, RG is coming in. More people coming in? No, only RG.
So yeah, 24 laps on hards then. You think that's what he's going to do? Let's have a look. Let's put the tyres, there we go. Yeah, RG on the hard tyres. That's a big ask though. I think once you get going, you'll be looking at 22 laps, you reckon, on hards, which is, you know, achievable, but...
Yeah, these first few laps, of course, are less tire wear for those guys when they're behind the safety car, so that can help. But it's still going to be a long stint, and also, you know, hard to stay concentrated on when you're on the same tire for such a long time.
Yeah, Estimax and Steen have come in for some fresh rubber as well, so... It's going to be quite a while actually until these guys catch up, because I think Steen's come into the pit as well. Now he's going to be he's going to take quite a while to catch up, so this very well could run to probably in the lap 7 before we get a race restart.
Oh, you saw that? TB almost went into the back of his teammate there.
I did, so I'll tell you what, like while we've got the safety car on, Waris, let's just run down the tables. So yeah, sitting in first place in the Drivers' Championship is Lozak, and he's on 67 points. In second place is teammate TB2 on 55. Then we've got Ferocious Dan on 41 points. Do shout up, Waris, if you see a safety car coming in. Then we've got Aaron J. Spence in 4th place on 36 points. Nipping at his heels is Colin J. He's on 26 points, just 10 points adrift. Then separated by one lonely point is Jacob, who's going to capitalise today and jump Colin, I believe. Then we've got RG44. He's on 25 points. Then we've got 25 points. Then it's Delange on 22, Tony Y on 21, Estimats on 19. Then we've got Tanka903 on 16. We've got MJ Coop with 12 points.
So it's a safety car is coming in. Safety car is coming in.
Brilliant, fantastic. Cheers, buddy. We will reconvene tables later on, and brilliant start there for Lozak and TB2 are now running together. Getting some serious pressure on Jacob. He's kept it clean. Yep. So I was wondering if Jacob was going to do another
switchback. No, it's a switchback to the inside.
TB2's got the inside now, hasn't he? Yeah.
Oh! Now he's coming back. Look, this is great racing out there.
Though, yeah, TB2 has kept it. Brilliant racing there from the Racing Points.
Those three guys have broken away already.
Yeah, they
massively.
Have. I think RG's on the hards. So.
Oh, do they touch?
It may have been an ever so slight kiss.
It almost looked like. Look at this camera view I've got right now. The helicopter camera view was fantastic.
So got
but
TB2,
I think there's no damage.
Lozak, Jacob and RG still on their tail.
Yeah, so for RG it's going to be very important to stay as close as possible to these guys, so that when they pit he can win a few seconds over them, because of course he's done his pace up already, and those guys are going to lose 20-25 seconds. So if he can keep these tires going, he will have a big chance for the win tonight.
Yeah, I think Sab, DRS won't be activated yet, but he's we're seeing a couple of cars here getting ever so closer and closer. Sab is just coming up to 2.5 tenths now, approaching turn 1. He goes to the right, get clean air. Not quite close enough for a dive, no, but then he's under pressure from the of Delange. Takes him on the inside, and ooh! Delange just, I wasn't sure if that was contact or if he just backed out of that. But Sab's now got 2 on his heels.
And again, tries to stay outside as well.
Yeah, Ferocious Dan's in the mix as well now.
So Jacob now very close to the back of Lozak as well.
Oh, Delange up the inside. Makes it so like, and second contact again for Delange and Sab. See, Delange is on soft tyres though, so he's going to have to pit again. So I can see why Delange is pushing, but I think you're going to see Delange probably drop down to where Steen is once he does his pit stop. So I'm not entirely sure why Delange chose softs. Maybe it's a mistake and he just didn't select it in time. So again, just settling down into a bit. Ooh. Just down. No, not quite close enough. We'll go back to Sab.
The leaders are very close now as well, coming onto the start-finish straight. DRS enabled, not on this straight yet, but
after turn one, we were coming down the back straight. We will, won't we?
Not quite close enough, but now Jacob is again very close to Lozak. But I think Lozak will be happy to just use the DRS on his teammate for now and just maybe stay behind and
I don't think he is, mate. I think he's pushing for it. I really do. I think he's going for it.
It would be quite a good strategy, I guess, to just stay behind for a minute and pass at the end.
Yeah, it would
but yeah, of course. I don't know if he really knows of RG, because obviously RG behind, not too far behind, only 1.5 seconds. He's one stop up, so yeah, I think this could really be his race if he can keep those tires.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I agree. See, if you were RG, you wouldn't really want to push these ads too much. I mean, they've already got another 21 laps to go.
Yeah, as long as he can, you know, stay within 10-15 seconds or something, he'll have a very healthy gap once those guys pit.
So yeah, these front pack obviously running away again. But then we are going to see the likes of TB2, Lozak and Jacob come back in. That'll release RG. Estimats, he's in for a good one actually.
Nick is spun, by the way.
Who was that, sorry?
Nick is spun.
Nick is spun.
Exit of penultimate corner. Again, I believe he spun there before, but Estimat's making the move now.
Estimats
Can you
with a 3-second time
remember?
penalty.
Oh, sorry.
Oof, you didn't want that from Estimats. Estimats needed to keep a clean bill of health, but he's picked up a 3-second time penalty. That could actually take away P2 for him, I think. Could do, because then that's going to release. Yeah, actually, no, he might be safe. He might be safe there. But you've got Sab.
Yeah, it's just a question how close these guys can stay.
See, the next hard tyre sitter is Sab. So when Frochistan, Delange and Mate all pit, that will bring Sab to the back of Estimats.
Yeah, but Sab is on one hard tyres already, so Sab has got to stop another time as well, I guess.
Yeah, he has actually, yeah. He's done 8 laps. Yeah, you're right, mate, yeah. So yeah, really interesting how this strategy's been split totally open by that safety car we had.
So can you remember what I said in the beginning of qualifying, the fight between the Racing Points and the Renaults?
Yeah.
Actually what's happening right now.
It is, mate. Yeah, you called it, mate. Yeah. Give that man a cigar. Yeah, we're just looking in the comments as well. Meg Lugpi's just mentioned pretty much what we've just said about it's going to be fairly interesting. There's several people on very different tyres. Yeah, we totally agree there, Meg Lugpi. Very interesting. I was just see Delange getting all over the back of Matty. Move to the right. Will he be close enough? Whoa, not quite. Yeah, Delange, I imagine we're going to see Delange come in maybe in another 2 laps, maybe.
Oh, Mrs. Steen has been disqualified because of ignoring a drive-through penalty.
Oh, drive-through. Ah.
Shame. So 2 disqualifications for him.
Yeah, so that'll pull his car off the track.
I think a bit unfortunate. So now everyone who stays in the race will have a point, at least.
As long as they complete 90%.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Delange just went off.
Yeah, so if you retire now, you will not get a point.
Delange is going to want to come back at Ferocious Dan. See, the traction difference from Delange and Ferocious Dan was phenomenal. Look at the amount of speed he can carry through those corners as he just goes down the inside. But then Ferocious Dan coming back at him.
Great racing out there.
So just getting a couple of comments coming through on the media streams. Yeah, he had 2 drive-through penalties and he only served one of them.
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so that's why we're missing for Steen. Oh, Delange again all over the back. He's gone into turn 1. Let's see if we can catch it from his teammate.
Now Dan trying to switch back, but I don't think he will get that because Delange's got DRS as well now.
Beautiful aerial
Let's see what's
shot
happening
there.
at the
Love
front.
that.
Lozak again very close to his teammate, saying fight still going on there at the front, and RG is managing to stay within 1.5 seconds all the time, so that's positive for him too. And also Estimat's not losing too much time, so those guys could really be up for a podium at the end of this race.
Yeah, I mean Estimat's definitely, RG definitely. It's just who's going to be that next person to be on that step. Yeah, I think those two guys. Wide open. It's still wide open at the minute.
I think RG and Estimat's really are the only 2 guys who can finish this race on these tires. The other people all will have to make another stop. Lozak now.
Sorry, man. I'm just on board with,
from TB.
I'm just on board with Delange, Matty, and Dan, and these guys are going hell for leather. No bards at hold on these 3.
Oh, something is happening. They're ghosting into each other, I believe. TB and Lozak as Lozak is coming into the pits.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's his first stop.
Yeah, I suppose it's about right that because that'll leave him 16 laps. 17 laps on hard. So yeah, that's about right, I'd say.
So we will do the undercut on his teammate. They were very close when approaching the last corner.
Ooh, Matty getting serious curb over turn 1 there. See, I reckon Delange, you're going to see Delange coming at the end of this lap. Ooh, just saw Sab almost going to the back of Delange. I think Delange's struggling because he braked a lot earlier than he did on the previous lap, and he nearly caught Sab sleeping there as he went into the back of him. But oof.
So that's Ferocious Dan.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Yeah. Just
thanks for correcting me.
Thought I'd say that. But yeah, you can see he's really coming closer in the braking zones. Like, not only because the speed is decreasing, but also you can just see that his traction looks better.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to work out where people could finish because the tyres are so different, and it's hard to try and figure it out.
Because I think at this point, like, Delange obviously is on the softs, but Ferocious Dan's tyres are in much greater condition, I guess, because those softs must be almost finished by now.
Yeah. Right on board with Ferocious Dan. I'm pretty much guaranteed we're going to see Delange come in. If he stays out another lap, I'm not sure why he'd do that.
So yeah, TV coming in now.
And so is Delange.
Has something happened or his stop time that was so long? Yeah, I think it's just his stop time. Let's see where he comes out comparing to TB.
As we're on board with Ferocious Dan now, he's just seen the back of Estimat's going around that next corner, so he's got him
very close here. So TB, Lozak and Jacob coming out all in the same order again inside a second, and then going side to side.
Just on board with just on board with Jacob watching it from the driver's view. I just see TB2 go the inside.
Oh, nice switchback move over there.
Absolute brilliant fight from these 3. Just watch them come down the hill now. Now, the only bad thing about drivers chasing each other is if the leader makes a mistake, you know, it could be problematic for the 2 drivers behind. But some epic skill from the Invictus racers. Not very often that we do see mistakes like that.
So the gap between TB and the leader is 20 seconds at this point, so that's a very healthy lead. So for him, it's just all about managing the gap to estimates and keeping those tires in one piece really now.
But TB2's in a really bad position here because he's not got any DRS. So I imagine TB2's going to get past Lozak very soon. Sorry, Lozak past TB very soon.
Yeah, very close now again.
He's chewing on his gearbox.
Oh, has he pushed him off?
I think he did, yeah.
Was that a little push or was it just an overshoot moment? I don't know.
They did seem to be very, very close.
But now Jacob can also get past, maybe.
I think he's going to get at least one of them. Oh, they did touch
Blue banging as well there.
Oof. Keep it on track, guys. Keep it on track. Wow.
This is really hard fighting there, but I think they're still in one piece, all of them.
Oh, yeah, TB2 just had to back out of it then because he was about to go into the back of Jacob. Oof.
Because of all this fighting, they're not even catching the leaders at this point, so everything looks good for RG and STMS at this point. It's just the question who is going to be third on the podium. So at this point, at least.
Morris just reading some of the comments coming through, and coming from Rosso33, he says, "Don't worry, RG has a good engineer. I don't know what he has to. I know what he has to do to win. So I've got a sneaky feeling RG's got an engineer on the line, telling him what he needs to do. I'm not sure if that's allowed in Invictus, or whether I'm looking too much into that, but." So yeah, I think from that I'm going to take it that Ross is RG's engineer and he's on the blower to him.
Yeah, it seems like it because it was a very good strategic call. How was the guy called? Bono?
Bono, yeah, Bono. Yeah, James Boddington.
You can tell him in the comments that he can join RG on the podium as engineer.
Yeah, Megaloopy just commenting that tyres could die at the end. I imagine he's saying for RG and SD Max who's on the hard tyre.
Yeah, that's the only thing they have to keep watch out for.
I mean, we've got another 14 laps to go, so they'll have done 24 laps on those hard tyres. I believe someone else mentioned earlier that they probably wanted that safety car out a little bit longer. Can't remember who it was, but yeah. Super interesting race this. Looking now, it just looks like it's Lozak, Jacob and TB that are fighting at the minute. Lozak's done an extra lap on those hard tyres. Ross saying we have a strategy. Okay, thanks for clearing that up, Ross. Yeah, Ferocious Dan. I think we'll have to see Ferocious Dan coming to the pits soon. Probably another 4 laps for him. But then, do you think Ferocious Dan will go on to the softs to finish off with?
Yeah. Well,
9 laps.
we'll need a few more laps then. Yeah. But I'm just thinking. Maybe telling RG's engineer at this point. He's still got a 20-second lead. The tires will be probably dead at the end. If he stops right now, goes for a set of softs or a set of mediums, he'll have maybe even better chances for the win because he's got much better tires.
I know what you're saying, but you then got to fight through. You know, it come out
around
Lozak,
exactly.
And then still got to fight through everyone else. I mean, it'd clear Nick and Sab because they're on 12 and 15 laps respectively. So he could come back to P4 definitely. Ferocious Dan's got to pit, so that'd be P3. So if he pits now, he could definitely get a podium, but then he might lose the win by pitting. But it's a gamble that. Stay out.
I don't know.
That's the gamble. Stay out and risk the tyres, or come in and risk the fight. You know.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just thinking about. It reminds me a bit of Hungary when Lewis Hamilton pitted behind Max Verstappen, and he had the better tyres. And I thought at that point, if Max would have pitted also for a set of softs, he would have had to fight Lewis again. But he had better tyres then, and he could win the race still. And if RG doesn't pit now, his tyres will be dead at the end, and he can't keep that first place. So it's a bit of a dilemma, I guess, he's in right now.
Yeah, I mean Coops is commenting saying that Lozak's not pushing up on his time.
No, exactly.
So yeah, Jacob might be in with a chance here. Oh, my word! I thought Jacob had got it at the back of Lozak then.
As the guys are pitting right now, SMS is also pitting. Very weird. Yeah, he's just exactly saying what I was saying.
Yeah. He's done the gamble and he's gone gambling for a fight. So
but now he must hope that RG will pit as well. I hope actually that RG stays out. Oh, that must be. Right. Is that again? Last week he had also a strategic mishap. Is this again a strategic mishap? Maybe.
Yeah, but maybe he's not got any mediums left. Maybe
that could be true.
Maybe he's run out of them. Yeah, so maybe he's been forced to go into the hards. So yeah, I'd love to hear from him after the race.
It's really not the tire you want to be on in this stage of the race.
So
yeah, mediums don't go much longer than 10 laps as well. So.
Right, maybe that's it then.
It's going to be very interesting now what happens, because Estimates is just behind the group of Lozak, Jacob, and TB.
3.5 seconds.
Few seconds.
Though, mate. Yeah.
But he should be much quicker.
See, I reckon Nick could still claw back a few positions. He could maybe get 8th. But then Sab's going to be super quick now on those mediums.
Maybe Nick will also stay out. He's only got 14 laps.
11 laps, so yeah, that'd be 25 laps on hards. It'll have done.
It's very long, but well, this is going to be very interesting.
Jacob chasing down Lozak. DRS will open up. Don't think they'll get it here because it's not very long straight to do it, but I think we're gearing up for an overtake from Jacob here. Might he getting a 3-second time penalty? Super cool racing from everyone tonight. I'm super impressed.
I'm only massively confused by the strategy. I really don't know what's best to do right now.
Yeah, see, I think RG's going to have to just go to the end. I think what you mentioned about pitting earlier, I think that moment, that ship has sailed now, mate. I think he's forced to stay out now. You know,
yeah, and SMS is also not. SMS is not really gaining too much on those guys ahead, so maybe his gamble has panned out a little bit the wrong way.
I mean, Coop's mentioning what I mentioned earlier about finishing up on the softs, so RG could do that, but that'll drop him down 20 seconds. I mean, yeah, it could. That'll drop him out probably just around Jacob's
He's still got
area.
20 seconds. He's still got 20 seconds, so those guys aren't gaining on him. But that's also a sign that he just shouldn't pit because his tires are still all right, probably. Not losing any time.
See Jacob, TB, and Lozak still fighting for it.
They're all within a second of each other.
Ooh, we just saw TB2 had to bail out at the back of Jacob there. That's a couple of times we've seen him do that, actually. Yeah, get caught out in the braking zone and had to actually bail out to avoid hitting the driver in front.
So all this fighting can get SMS into the fight as well. We could then see
yeah, I mean, this is definitely played
a four-way battle. Because look at SMS, he's really closing up, and then Nick as well. We could have a five-way battle for second.
Yeah, I mean, I think Nick's going to start struggling too. Those hards are coming towards, the end of their life, you could say.
Yeah.
And you've got 5
laps.
They're diminishing with every lap now. They're going to start picking up problems 3 or 4 laps time. Just based on wear alone.
Yeah, they're probably at 50-60% right now, so.
Yeah, see, Coops just brought up a very good point as well, actually. Lozak can't even move up onto the back of Nick, which is a bit strange. But then again, Lozak is getting some serious pressure from Jacob, so that might be the, having to defend, and that's what's stopping him moving up. So I imagine if Lozak was on his own, he would push up onto the back of Nick. But we've seen some serious racing from these three. It's been super close all race.
So I'm just going on board now with RG to see what his driving style is like, if he is really conserving the tyres, because at this point he really should be doing that. He's got 20 seconds lead.
Nick's delta time hasn't actually faltered much in the last 3 or 4 laps. It's stayed around 18.5, 18.6.
And now Lozak is through.
Oh, he's got in front. Was that Nick just letting him go, do you think?
I don't know, I think so.
Oh, Nick's gone! No, who was it?
Oh, obviously, moment. Yeah, that really indicates that his tyres are gone at least.
I thought I saw Nick go, but it must have just been an oversteer. Oof.
Yeah, it was oversteer.
Ah, okay. I thought it was a full spin. So do you think you'll see Nick come in now and put some mediums on? If he's got them available to him?
Yeah. I would do the softs now.
10 laps?
That's when he went already, so...
So yeah, 8 laps, yeah, you might be right there, mate, yeah.
Low fuel, but yeah, we'll lose a lot of positions by doing that, so... That's going to be one hell of a last stint if he does that.
He's staying out.
I'm watching RG's onboard now, but it doesn't look like he's
faltering at all.
Driving too cautiously. He's still going for it.
I mean,
he's not losing too much time
now. 19.3 seconds in front of Lozak.
He is locking up here and there, just sliding a little bit, but I think... Yeah, unless he gets a flat tire, obviously, at the end of the race. That's the only thing that could kill him right now.
I'm just going to quickly flick on the telemetry. Half battery life for Jacob. A little bit less for Lozak, so Lozak is fighting to stay in front. So yeah, it looks like Lozak is actually having a battle to stay in front, and he's struggling a little bit. Looks like Jacob's in some serious form here. Just quickly, can you check penalties for the top 5? So RG, Lozak,
yeah,
well, top
sure.
3, do RG, Lozak, Jacob and TB. The Reynolds.
RG's got only 1 warning. Lozak's got 2. Jacob's got 2 as well. Nick's got no warnings. And TB's got no warnings. So there's no penalties in the top 5.
Brilliant.
Very clean racing.
There you go. It should be at the end 7 laps, or 7 and a bit laps remaining. Start lap 23. Jacob's closer this time. See, Jacob, he's gunning for that lap 1 move. You can see he's eyeing it up every time and just not quite close enough to send it up on the inside. Lozak can position his car just an inch perfect to make sure it's close enough to stop him diving up the inside. So, yeah, I mean, great defensive driving from Lozak. But yeah, you can tell Jacob's hungry for this. He wants the P1, P2 for the Reynolds.
Yeah, that would be massive.
Looking down as well, TB on the back of Nick. I think this is going to be an overtake soon because Nick's going to be struggling. And you're probably looking at no more than 22 laps max on hards. I mean, it's even 20 laps is pushing it, I'd say.
Yeah, he's really setting his gearbox now, coming out of it.
Line now. Yeah, he's done a nice clean move for TB2. And then he sets his sight on Jacob. Now, this could, if he can push up onto the back of Jacob, that could relieve the pressure from Lozak. But he has got a second and a half to close in. Right, just on board with RG now, coming down the unfinished straight. He's picking up the slipstream. DRS has opened up. Is he going to be close enough? No, I don't think he is.
Gaining.
Oh, he is. No, you see what I mean? He's looking, and I think you have to be predominantly level at the braking zone to make that work, though, because of how sharp the corner is.
Yeah. Then you go too deep, probably, if you try to dive bomb, and then there's contact. You don't really want that.
Soft, mate.
Oh. That's interesting.
Well, he's going to be super quick on those now, and he's probably clawed back a couple of positions by the end, I imagine.
What has happened to... Oh! We missed that. RG is pitted.
Ah! Oh, yeah.
Oh
wow.
my god, they should... Yeah, his tires were gone then probably, but...
Oh, yeah, I missed that.
Ah, what a shame for him. I wasn't even counting on anyone else to win, really.
However, you say that now, but if we just flick to leader times, he's only 4.5 seconds from the leader on the fastest rubber.
Oh,
And he's only got 6 laps to go.
And Estemas is also on quicker rubber.
I'm
so this could
really
be
glad you
5...
pitted, mate. Yeah, right.
This
Bring
could
it
be
on,
a
guys.
5-way fight.
Let's have it.
Oh my god, this is very interesting.
James Hook just commenting
Very
saying, wow,
brave.
it's going to be close. I agree, James. Me and Warris, you can obviously tell me and Warris are excited about that because it's just thrown it all open again. Sab, 3
I wasn't
time
expecting
penalty.
that anymore, but...
I wasn't either, mate.
Yeah,
I wasn't.
So it turns out those tires can't go like 20 laps or 25 laps.
So Estimat is still in with a good chance here, and so is RG, mate.
It's just a question how quickly they can catch up.
5 laps to go, 5.5 laps to go. Oof.
Aston Martin and RG really need Lozak and Jacob to start fighting so they can catch up, but it looks like those guys are just helping each other out here because Lozak is just Jacob is just staying in the DRS and maybe saving his ERS for the last lap to make the overtake then. Could that be something that you just
Could be, mate. Yeah.
stay behind now and then because obviously if you go past now the last lap will be very, very hard to defend. So maybe that's what Jacob is really doing right now. Staying behind and waiting for the last lap.
Mate.
That'd be incredible.
Mate, Argy's down to 3 seconds. He's took it down by a 1.5 seconds in just over 1 lap.
Oh, wow.
He's sub 3 seconds now.
This is very exciting end to the race.
Estimats. Oh, big lock up from RG.
And TB picks up a 3-second penalty, so that's him out for the win, I guess.
So, Estimats, technically, is running in P3. Estimats was all over the back of TB. As we flicked to RG, we saw Estimats and TB fighting at that corner. I think that's how Estimats picked up, how TB picked up that penalty. Estimats, he does.
RG, quickest lap of the race.
He's got it done. And look, Jacob's in the lead. Jacob's in the lead.
Oh!
Wow, I'm trying to catch all the battles here, guys. Oof. DRS opens up for Lozak. He's back in the lead.
Lozak goes... Oh, that's...
Please don't give me a heart
I
attack
don't
here, guys.
think... I don't think you could have put a cigarette paper between that.
Wow. So RG, 2 seconds from the leader. Estimat's only 1.3. This is a ferocious engine. 4 laps
I'm
to
smiling
go.
from ear to ear, man. I'm smiling from ear to ear about it.
This is brilliant.
This is incredible. I think TB is kind of out of the question right now, even though he's still close, but he's got that penalty, obviously, so... It's really these 4 guys.
Oh, mate.
Anyone could be on the podium or off the podium now.
To top 5, I don't think
Within
TB
2
could do
seconds.
anything because he's on the hards, but I'm so excited to watch what RG and Esti do because they could very well be on the top 2 spots here.
Jacob again, very close.
He's not close enough, I don't think. Look at that, so close. I can't believe how this race has panned out. Just really quick, let's flick on. Sorry, there it is the stops. There you go. Just for our viewers.
Still though, it will be very difficult for RG and SMS to overtake because Jacob has got DRS as well, and that means he'll be very quick on the straight, so it won't be too easy to get close.
RG's having a good sniff on the back of Estimax gearbox now. He's really close.
He should really do it on acceleration because that's where he's got the grip compared to Estimats and also to those guys in the hards.
Yeah, I think this could be RG's moment to shine. But
I really don't know who's going to win. Oh, it's a lock-up.
I'm going for RG, mate. I think he's going to do it, I think. But Lozak is going to put up some serious fight if RG moves up to P2.
Yeah, he's been defending tremendously all race long, so...
But what Jacob needs to do, Jacob needs to get in the front of Lozak and obviously just defend with all his might to help his teammate out. DRS will open up for RG now in the next DRS. He's going to get it on the inside. Not quite close enough.
Yeah, now on acceleration onto the home straight. We should be able to get it.
Get off that view. There we go. He'll have this done, surely.
Yeah, but SMS has got DRS as well.
Yeah, he has. He goes the inside line.
Deep.
Oh, that was brave. That was brave from RG there.
But
again,
very well defended by
DRS
SMS.
again.
Yeah, as I was saying, it's so difficult to overtake as the driver in front's got DRS as well. Now a lock up from Estimats and he goes to the inside. Side by side.
He needs to do it on this twisty section.
Oh, this is...
Clean, boy.
Oh,
no! And RG's
no! A little touch and that's race ending.
RG nearly collected Ferocious Dan then. Right, so that's RG out of the mix for win. Estimats. Is Estimats going to be fast enough? I think Estimats is starting to struggle now on those 10-lap-old medians.
Oh, what a shame for RG. Yeah, I think if there's one place on this track where you shouldn't, where it's very hard to fight at least, is that one. And I don't think anyone was at fault. Just a racing incident, in my opinion.
That's just hard racing, mate. Yeah.
Because if you're just that corner is already a little bit oversteery, and if you just slightly touch someone, yeah, the car is unbalanced, and there's nothing to do, I guess. So.
I mean, if you get
certainly not putting this one on Estimates, certainly not.
Definitely not. No, I'd say that's. I would say that it's just hard, clean, fair racing. Just one of those things. Yeah, I do regard it as clean that because it's just bumps and it happens. Yeah, it does happen. But if you're in the driver's seat and you're put in that position and you don't go for it, you may as well not race.
Yeah, and surely you'll be frustrated now, RG. But yeah, those things just happen. I think when you're side by side in such a corner, it's either first or second who will come out worse, I guess.
The only thing that's going to be bugging RG is down 5 positions from his start position. So he could have very well got back to P2, which would have been quite essentially a perfect race for him. But yeah, it's just like you say, it's just unfortunate, mate. So yeah, Jacob. Let's see what Jacob can do. Is he close enough? He's only got a lap and a half left.
I think he's going to try to do it on the last lap. That could be spectacular.
He's saving his battery up, eh? Let's have a quick look. For his battery. Yeah, he's got a lot of battery. He's only on level 1 as well. Let's just check Lozak.
He's going to do it.
Lozak's got hardly any battery as well. Wow. So that could very well be Jacob's strategy. Put it into overtake mode and do a full lap on overtake.
I think it's going to be all or nothing for him. We could see a massive dive bomb somewhere in this last lap.
I still think Jacob could do it on the last lap. We're about to start the last lap now. Let's see what he can do.
I'm expecting it even. I'm expecting at least
he's in overtake. He's in overtake mode.
I'm at least expecting some dive at some corner.
No, I think it'd be I think it'd be corner 4, turn 4, coming at the end of the next DRS. I think.
Yeah, or at the end of the third DRS zone. He's just staying behind for now. Maybe even the last straight.
Maybe.
The last straight.
Because when I checked a few moments ago, Lozak was very low on his battery life.
But Lozak is obviously going to defend with his life for this. Not the best of exits there for Jacob. Still within 4 tenths. Now coming close. But let's see, what can he do?
This could all come down to who doesn't make a mistake.
Can you imagine the pressure Lozak's under now?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
It's incredible.
Honestly,
it's got to be the last straight.
I'm actually lost for words, mate. I've never seen a battle like this so raw from start to finish.
No, he isn't close enough. Ah, what a shame. Incredible race.
So yeah, just above the Lozak now as he
Well
comes
done.
across the line. Then Jacob closely followed by Estimats, then TB2. Ferocious Dan does come across the line in 5th. He should be able to keep it because I don't think Dan got any penalties. RG takes 6th. Delange will take 7th. While we're concluding the race, you want to get Lozak, Jacob and Estimats into the interview box, mate?
Yep.
Cheers, buddy. So yeah, Delange takes 7th, Nick takes 8th, Sab takes 9th, and then Matty will bring up the last position in 10th. There's your position changes. RG, Nick losing out the most with that initial incident at the start of the race. RG down 5 positions because of that lap 26 incident. TB2 finished where we started. So yeah, great race from TB2, and we've seen phenomenal racing between the Racing Points and the Renaults. It's been super exciting. We had that safety car, which obviously brought out all the mayhem with the tyre strategies, and so yeah, absolutely fantastic.
So you've got to let those guys in. I can only kind of, how do you say?
Suggest.
Propose them to you. Yeah, suggest them. Yeah.
Then.
So I'll suggest them.
Well, while I'm doing that, do you want to
do
run
that.
down the table once more while I get these guys in?
Yeah.
Yeah, just bear with us, guys. Jacob.
The safety car. Met die span. So